When we talk of heroes who've helped to save thousands or even millions of lives, many people will struggle to name any. In fact, people are much more likely to be able to name the lineup of Marvel's Avengers than they are those who have made real impacts to the world. One of those people is Yuan Longping. He passed away aged 90 last week, and his work and breakthroughs really did help feed the world. Rice is the main grain eaten by half the world's population, and depending where you are, it might make up the bulk of your breakfast, lunch, dinner, and even dessert and wine. We grow more rice than any other plant for human consumption. It's a crucial plant as it's a staple food across much of Asia and Africa. With populations dependent on it, a bad rice harvest can have catastrophic impacts. Yuan grew up in a very different China to the one we know today. Born in 1931, his early years saw both war and hunger, with the Japanese invasion of World War II, and then the devastation of Chairman Mao's Great Leap Forward in 1958 to 62. The latter had a horrendous impact on rural China, with forced collectivization and officials seizing crops, leaving farmers to starve, with tens of millions dying in the famine. While studying plant science at university, he had taken a special interest in agricultural genetics. He worked through the 1960s on researching more productive and hardy rice that could reliably produce larger yields. In 1970, he made a breakthrough after deciding to shift his strategy to search for wild varieties of rice across China that had the attributes he needed. His team published a paper a year later outlining a wild rice found on Hainan Island in southern China, which he would then crossbreed with commercial rice to produce a hybrid plant that would result in large gains for farmers and worldwide production, with the same land producing 20 to 30% more food when his hybrids were planted. The size of the breakthroughs he made can't be underestimated. Huge amounts of extra food have been produced both inside China and around the world. These have saved people from famine, lifted families out of poverty, and allowed successive generations to move on from farming the land. Yuan Longping was regarded as a hero in China as its first modern scientist to receive international recognition, and although a modest man who resisted being turned into a propaganda figure, he carried the torch at the 2008 Olympics. His work resulted in the new strains being planted not just across China, but Asia and Africa as well. It's likely impossible to count the lives his work saved or changed for the better.